5, so that's Hacken, Kit smoking the rest on Boriyama, and 2 flashes. The raid boss dropped onto Adoru, he's the P250 player, so let's just see where they go. They're all leaning towards the outside side, some going into silo. The CTs are already setting up into the inner bomb site A. And there's a nice slow approach, just making sure no mistakes are made. Some shots taken, Elusive takes some damage there, and they do manage to get outside control, headed towards heaven, but they're facing some CT players. Elusive takes down the first.
He takes down the first, and this is a complete swarm upon the upper bomb site. You have multiple players from GG are sitting underneath heaven, but now the breach has come to a pause. They're waiting for their lurker to move all the way down through secret tri-crawl, some sort of presence. You can see they've actually moved towards ramp from here, so it looks like to me that the bottom bomb site will be the call, and they are getting picks towards this top bomb site though. So this could force the Sinister5 into the huge trades going back and forth, but the bomb is going downstairs.
This looks very dire. I mean, not a good start for Sinister5 at the moment. The last 2 plays are gooched. I would have actually opted to save it considering it was a 2v4, but you know, Flex, he's the last man standing and something big needs to come out of him, but you know, seems quite unlikely considering he's boxed between a rock and a hard place, and that's 1-0 to Goliath Gaming on the T side, so you know, good start for them.
Yeah, you want to take that pistol around. It's like the easiest one that you'll get on Nuke. It's such a CT-sided map, and once the ZWPs and Colts come out, it's very, very difficult to find space, to find gaps around this map of Nuke. But as we go into this round 2 here, Sim5 investing nothing. They will look to buy in the next round, so you could expect Goliath Gaming to kind of have the gun advantage and walk over them, but there is a big stack versus stack going on outside. Sinister5 are taking the aggression to Goliath Gaming, but they are playing passive. Beautiful shot there from Hacken. Flexi trades another one, but they are the final 2 players left on the side of Sim5, and Goliath Gaming are aware that they are both there, electing to completely fall back and run away from this engagement and pick their fight somewhere else, Tools.
Yeah, for me it's a touch between 2. The whole guns of the T's have actually dropped. I guess it's only a Mac-10, so they can actually have that. They're going to look to get a safe getaway towards the downstairs bomb site and get the bomb down. But I actually want to touch on that pistol on strat by Goliath Gaming. It was very simple to the point, you know, stuck together, made sure they isolated the player outside, isolated the player in heaven, and you know, you can see Sinister5 didn't really have, you know, the rotations at point to counter something like that, just to help out that outside player. But good cleanup by Goliath, you know, that's 2-0. And I think the gun round should come next. And looking at the gun round, the bars, Sinister5, now they have to make decisions. What did they go for? Do the sacrifice of head armor to get full util? We see Diver's already done that, but what did the rest do? Zeo, nope, doesn't want to do that. Wants his head armor, doesn't believe in the body armor, doesn't want to get tapped by those that galley actually sitting on Massacre. But little do they know, maybe body armor should have been the way. But 3 players majority get body armor, so not too bad. Here we go. Grenade for squeaky door just to get information. That should bait out some CT utils, some spam. Just caught some shift in that camp.
Yeah, they do. They get some nice trades there in terms of utility, and you can see in the bank of Sim5 is looking really low, Tools, as you pointed out earlier in the round, and what a huge grenade coming through there onto Divo. Zeo has got such an aggressive push there going on ramp, and completely caught unawares. They're not expecting that at all, this Deviant, but all of the rest of the players of Goliath Gaming completely just stuck in this push or into this breach that they've got going on outside, sending Massacre towards that lower areas. He does manage to get a pick, so but he gets traded out by Hacken pretty instantly. Elusive going to try to defend the lobby. He does do so. He picks off that aggressive push there from Zero. Now that leaves ramp from open, Tools.
Yeah, it does leave ramp open, and it does seem like they're heading towards that spot. And a bit of over-aggression there by Zeo, but he was caught between a place where falling back couldn't really be the option there now. It's just Hacken defending on the heaven. He's going to allow them to go downstairs. He's granted that pathway, but he is going to relay that information towards his team. And really, this is Divo down in decon, so gets smoked out. Good util usage there. Hacken actually picks off the play on the flank. That's the bomb, actually. That's tough, but coverable nonetheless.
Hacken gets the bomb there with that slow flank. He hears all the players rotating down towards lowers, and he gets the crucial flag off the ground. We spoke about him earlier, and yeah, paying dividends for Sim5. He's just going to hold it passively whilst Flex, he just cleans up the remaining staggered Goliath Gaming players, and Sim5 respond with a strong gun round of their own.
Indeed, and that's exactly what you want as the CT side. Goals did mention earlier it was a CT side at map, so good round pickup by them, good gun round win by them, and that's the first gun round on the board, so it does seem he's quite proficient with those rifles. Now they have all the utility in the wall to use, so it's kind of nice to see. Goliath Gaming on some sort of semi-buy. They want to get those outside smokes, give them space to go downstairs. Lovely nade there done to Adaro. but they aren't really going to contest outside. They can spam to the smokes. We do see Flexy's already dropped lows to actually cover that point, that pathway, that site of vision.
Yeah, they've responded quite well here to the south, or to the south side take, secret take. Flexy already geared for this on the lower bump side. Here's a ton of footsteps moving towards him there. Deviant able to get a pick off towards the fence there, so gonna pull a frag in the favor of Goliath Gaming on this anti, but remember that the rifles are waiting here. There is a play towards ramp, makes a shot, doesn't kill, so they know his positioning. Are they gonna be aware of Flexy though?
Yeah, it seems like they have to slow down the pace. Hakim's smoke towards the window just isolated them, so they're going to potentially wait that out. They do have a man advantage, so the ball is in Sinister5's court. They have to make the move to even out the odds of a good call nonetheless, but there we go. Flexy picks up zip, squeaky door. Hakim picking up elusive upper. Lovely P250 shot. Traded out nonetheless by Hakim. He's having quite a good game thus far, and that's the vent rotation. As soon as you have vent, it's tough, but Zero coming in with another frag. It's 1v2 at the moment. Massacre, he's a 6 for 2 at the moment, having a good game, so fancies his chances, yeah.
Started on fire, but I like this movement from Sin5. They've just taken a strong holding position of this bomb and of this site, and it makes it incredibly difficult for Massacre to clutch out. And again, Sin5 put another one on the board, 2-2 here at the start of their CT half campaign, and Goliath Gaming's bank account is in shatters here. They've got absolutely nothing. They're going to need to full save this and look to buy in the next, while Sin5 build on top of their economy here.
I agree, they definitely would have wanted a bomb plant there just to get some more a bit of util out there, some upgraded pistols at the very least, but they don't, and just a simple smoke and flash. I'd love to see some sort of utility on these eco rounds. It does suggest they have a plan.
Seems like that plan is outside, fast running, no stopping. It's the same, very similar to the pistol. It feels like it's just replicating that strat, and they are able to get one frag, but there are repicks consistently coming out of the Sin5 defense. But Massacre gonna quickly get behind one of the Sin5 players to get that frag, but 2 frags already gone. All alone is Massacre now, trying to jiggle his way, try to make something out of nothing, but with nothing invested into this round, very difficult to do so. And 3-2 here in the first map of our grand final.
Good recovery in terms of rounds there by Sinister5. On 3 rounds, they finally, take the lead, and they got all the utility, the weaponry that they want. Even the scouts on a rogue. He doesn't really want to upgrade. He wants to just somewhat bolster that economy. Actually can't upgrade, and that's a full buy coming in from Goliath Gaming. You see 2 SUGs. That's the new meta at the moment. If you know how to use that gun, it's very OP considering the spray patterns have been intense. But we did see that squeaky door smoke. That'll be consistent smoke you'll see coming out of Goliath Gaming. It just makes the CT's life a whole lot more difficult. But we do see the outside smokes coming out. Just allow them to game their pathway to go downstairs. There's no one there just yet. I'm sure there'll be a rotating quite soon.
They are taking it very, very slow here, and you can see Deviant is trying to put a little bit of pressure here towards Ramp. He throws the molly, creates a presence, Hakim forced to return it with a molly of his own, so now he's going to come down to the CT player. Zeo cannot make anything work there. Now this bomb site has been forfeited. Full force wins, pushes is the call, and Adaro gets an opening frag with that sig. Deviant lobby hold is taken out by Davo now. Gonna allow the retake to commence rogue with an aggressive position here with the scout, and he gets the frag. Again, a dual setup here from ramp with the 3rd player joining them. All 3 players. Will Goliath Gaming expect this? I don't think so.
Yeah, indeed. Lovely flash coming in. Deviant. I mean, Elusive has to net that frag. Gets sorted out though. Leaves it to a 2v2. The bomb is down, so that puts a whole lot more pressure on Sinister5. Although the bomb is quite young, the ticker is not moving as fast as it should. Massacre has 2 flashes. Perhaps he wants to use it, perhaps not.
Yep, Zip been spotted there at the back of the silo. He keeps on jiggle picking. Doesn't need to push any further. He's spotted both players. He knows that both of them are there. It's going to come down to Massacre, but Hakim flicks his head off Zip with the first frag. And the second! Zip clutches there, and that's exactly what Goliath Gaming needed, a hero in a cape, and Zip provides the answers.
Zip. He's been around the block quite a lot, and finally he's just found some 2 important kills to keep their team in this, to put it back to 3-3, to keep it deuces. There we go, some galley buys, and that forces actually Sinister5 into an eco, and that's mostly because they lost a few guns throughout that gun round they had there, which actually doesn't help their economy. They actually want to buy the next round, so mature call coming out of them just to get some upgraded pistols, some body armor. We do see some, smoke, some flashes on Flexy and Diver themselves. I like to see that. Nuke is quite a tricky map. If the T's do get this wrong, as you can see, outside aggression from Sinister5. Unrelenting, but they're getting punished all the time for it. But barring it is an eco round, it is a semi-buy, so no harm, no foul just yet.
Well, you say that. They've only got one frag, but Rogue is going to be able to allow reaggress, but Massacre is playing patiently. He has a feeling that there's another player there, and it's another pick in favor of Goliath Gaming. This is going to force some aggression coming out of Sin5 here, which pays dividends here. Flex, able to pick up that SIG, and he is aware the final Goliath player is going to choke him out, push him, but Deviant with the step, he gets two. Clears it up there from Deviant, and now Zero is forced to push in from the lobby area, and Zip finally gets him as well as he wraps in from outside of lobby there, and Goliath Gaming deal with that anti-eco pretty easily then. Take it to 4 rounds, get back into the lead here, 4-3 of Sinister5.
Indeed, and yeah, it seems like they actually want to be getting some AEWPs up Sinister5, as we can see. Just some upgraded pistols, some body armor, and a few. And no, these rounds are all kind of winnable considering it's a CT-sided map. There's so many angles to cover, and it just comes down to the T's make 1 or 2 mistakes that you can go in the CT side's way, and just standard procedure, just normal business for Goliath Gaming at the moment. The ramp push doesn't really work out, but B2 fix these kills, dude. Picks up 2 kills, their grenade, 5-7, the gun is pretty strong, and that's 2-2, and that's the dangerous thing I'm talking about. If the CTs, do get some kills, a few mistakes are made, this can happen.
I love that aggression coming out of Sin5 there, but it's the aggression in numbers, the aggression from multiple angles and positions, and they're able to just make so much out of nothing. And Massacre able to get 1, but trades it out now. Rogue's position has been found. It's all up to Adoro. He is aware of the footsteps nearby here. He's going to be pushing outside of the door, but Rogue just kind of trying to bait something out here. He throws a smoke towards the spot, trying to bait him out, but Adoro holds the angle strong and firm with that galley, and he's able to put it down. But too close to for comfort there, Tools. I mean, on an anti-eco like that lobby rush just worked so well for them.
Exactly, lobby, you rush ramp, you rush door, you rush hut. It could get pretty messy as it did over there. I thought, business as usual for Goliath, but they actually kind of struggled that round. And here's the buy coming out, and that does force a lot of investment coming out of Goliath at the moment. If they lose this round, they could be back in a full spire on eco. So this is quite an important round, looking at the half and how it actually needs to be going.
Yeah, and top rush is the name of the game here, but lots of damage is getting dealt to the side of Goliath Gaming. Util is well in place here. All the boxes have been checked from Sin5, and they're dealing with this with ease. But now trades are going out still in a winnable position here. Are Goliath Gaming, Zip, and Massacre in a 2v2 scenario. They do have control, but they haven't got the bomb down now. Zip forced to move out of there and retreat for the remainder of that breach. And slow down your Tools.
That's pretty tough, that smoke and molly. I'm not too sure what the goal decision is. Will they drop? There we go. A push from Rogue on confidence, and he picks up a double!
What a risk.
Insane. Big risk, and that's actually what they definitely needed. Rogue is one of those aggressive players. He's making those BDPs. If you don't know what a BDP is, you better Google it, because that was exactly it.
Yeah.
Sinister5 in 4 rounds.
And I mean,
economy for them as well.
And you can see Goliath Gaming had a feeling that there was going to be a play there, but he just played on the edge of the molly there. And as his teammates traded or peeked out, he was able to push through the smoke, and he lands 2 significant and magnificent shots, and he gets a kill. And now peeks outside and gets a kill of his own with that AWP. Gets the first pick of the round. Zero with the response in ramp as well. And 5v3 scenario. It looks like another gun round on the board here for Sin5, which is again off the back of a force here from Goliath Gaming. So they've invested everything to them this round, Tools, and you said yourself that if they lose this, bank is in the dumps.
Dumps indeed, and it's down to a 5v3, and recovery mode has to be activated by them. They need to find a pick before they can actually deciding going into a site, and that ramp aggression by Zero is unrelenting. Has been working a few rounds, and Goliath Gaming need to find an answer to that, but perhaps an upgrade. There we go. Elusive just wants to get a better gun, needs him a better fight, and yeah, Massacre, that's what I'm talking about. They need to wait for mistakes, and the mistakes have been presented them from Sinister5, and that's the opening they kind of needed to get back into a round like this. But there's still 4 more players to contest, and this defense, as soon as it gets to this point where there's a gap open, it's tricky.
Yeah, and Flexy's playing close to this venture, and he's definitely going to hear this outside breach coming to effect. So the Goliath Gaming secret tech should there we go, we see the rotation come out of him, and they're going to start strengthening or fortifying the slower bomb side tools. And now that molly is going to cause even more problems with them. 25 seconds on the clock here, and they're under immense pressure.
Not only that, they're getting flanked at the moment, so it comes down to Hakim. He's not able to call, actually they're still outside. He's going to pick up the first kill with that Famas, that French gun, potentially get the second, and he does. It's huge amount of work done by hack him, and he might even get the third year, considering the bomb is going to get planted, I think. No, Zeo's going to be there just in time to actually, nope, not deny it. That's actually quite an important bomb plant, but at the same time, an important round by Sinister5, keeping them at equals lengths, 5-5.
Yeah, keeping 3 guys alive, so they only need to drop 2 guns, which kind of allows them to build up this economy a bit further in this game. So scores are level 5-5 here on the CT side, Sinister5. You know, anything more than this, you got to start stressing. But they've recovered quite well. Yeah, they've recovered very well indeed. And just having a quick look, no one really falling behind, no one really, you know, taking off or popping off. Pretty much team efforts across the board. But Goliath Gaming here on a force buy. Got a couple handguns, some deagles, but I think invested too much into it. And Zeo gonna be taking that shot towards ramp. Elusive gets repicked by Zeo and gets taken out. So first pick falls the way of Sinister5, as you'd expect from his anti-eco tools.
Indeed, it's just gonna come down to those orbs actually doing huge damage, opening up the rounds, and Doro gets licked down into 15 HP. You know, it's just quite expected to see from the CT side, considering it is a CT side map and they have a gun advantage. Zeo, that's the second AWP kill from him, and it's quite nice, you know, holding a ramp with an AWP, holding that deep angle. They don't need to use utility too early. You can actually hold on to it and have that line of sight that makes the terrorist life so difficult to actually get through that choke point. And then after, you can use the util as the AWP. So double AWP from them seems to be working, and that's actually Energy Esports trade. They double AWPs are quite strong on all maps, although they do ignore Nuke quite a lot. And that's 6 rounds on the board by Sinister5. I think a buy should come in now.
A buy should come in, and on that anti-eco around there, Goliath Gaming not able to make anything work. Not a single frag goes their way, so you can just see that bank on the CT side gets a little bit of a bump up. But now it's going to come down to this round over here. A lot of reset potential. The loss bonus is building up for the side of GG, but this is the important round.
Oh, lovely shot there by Zeo. I mean, that's something, maybe that's a good spawn that he had to take that shot. Delete the losers off the map, and that does allow them to go downstairs. So, you know, Sinister5 should respond with a rotation. We got that's Diver, and that should cause a sound cue. That should be a free kill by Massacre. I mean, the rotation was a bit late, and he controls the vent rotation, and that's big. Now it's just down to the ramp players to actually rotate in time, and Zeo picks up another kill. Rotates off ramp, holds the lower side, just makes Goliath's gaming life so hard. Keeps re-rotating and holding these off angles, which helps
hitting
so much.
Shots.
Oh, goddamn, Zeo, stop it!
Whoa!
Disgusting! And I was just down to one man, Massacre.
A lot of work to do here for the youngster, and he steps out at the wrong angle, waiting
God,
for the point man himself. Zeo there, just doing absolute beautiful work there for Sinister5, and they managed to net that round and stabilize this economy. And you know, 2 rounds in the lead here, 7-5 of Goliath Gaming.
And you know, that's sort of Zeo's playstyle. He's so unpredictable at times. He's always going to re-peak, you know, sometimes in an advantageous spot. And you know, if your awareness isn't there in terms of the re-peak, he's going to punish you like he did there. You know, you got 4 kills that round. That's huge. That single-handedly destroys the attack from Goliath Gaming and forces them back down into an eco. Now, you know, life for them gets tougher and tougher.
Yep, forced to save here or invest very little into this round as we move to the latter stages of this half. And now back to this walk outside, where they've pretty much thrown these smokes every single round, and it's just all about the amount of numbers that they can make the opponent think are going down. But now it seems to be all 4 of them, whilst Doro just waits lurking in this lobby. So Sin5 are aware of this. You can just see the rotations moving through heaven, moving through ramp, aggressing through lobby, which Doro is able to punish. That's why they've left the linchpin or that flank play in that role, in quick movement back towards outside. And Goliath Gaming not committing, thinking of changing it up yet.
Yeah, checking out the D, but they run straight into Hacker's rifle, and he's not going to miss. He's going to pick them off one by one. Tappity, tap, tap, tap. Gets traded up nonetheless by Deviant, but there's another man in the form of Flexi. They're just causing more miserability for them, and you know, at least, you know, Daru's got a rifle to work with, maybe do some economical damage, potentially get the bomb down, but the bomb's in a crazy spot, so that's seems pretty impossible now.
Yeah,
Flexi's going to play with his food.
Yeah,
that's 8 rounds in the ball by Sinister5, and Goliath sitting on 5. Again, this is a CT-sided map, so nothing weird just yet, nothing unpeculiar. You know, 5 rounds is something you actually want as a terrorist. You should be happy with that, but considering how these rounds have gone, they're definitely going to want more.
Yeah, I mean, considering the start that they had, I definitely think Goliath Gaming would want a little bit more here, but Sinister5 just shutting down the CT side, and it's quite good to see that they left, you know, Nuke into the map pool for a reason. They've done the work, they've done the preparation, but getting in this round here. Elusive with a quick frag towards outside, and now numbers are going fast. This is not a slow push as we've seen in the previous rounds, and all of the players are absolutely motoring here towards the bomb side. Flexi is going to get overwhelmed as they triple peek towards that lower bomb side, and the side is completely gifted to Goliath Gaming. Deviant with another response there onto the diver, and that leaves them in a 2v5, make that a 1v5, and Goliath Gaming taking control here on this gun round as we move into the last round.
Yeah, quite cleanly at that. Now it's just down to Zeo, and he's definitely going to want to save this AWP, although they do have a lot of money, so I think you can go for those exits. You can do a lot of damage to Goliath's economy at that point.
Yeah.
But he has full utilizable. He didn't use a single piece of util. Always gun.
And I think he's definitely in a position to try and look for some sort of frags here. At the end of the day, I mean, the whole team can buy on the Sinister5, but he probably has to drop for Diver perhaps, but lots of cash in the bank of Flexi, you know, Rogue as well, sitting on 9.5k. So, but Goliath Gaming not really keen on letting him save us off now. Gives away that he is there. Deep flash coming in from Elusive. They're putting pressure on this off, but he gets spotted out, and Zeo in a world of trouble. Not going to be able to save this gun by the looks of things. Oh, could be wrong.
Just might do it. It's a tough shot of Glock. Elusive actually deletes that. You know, like I did say, they do have a lot of money in the bank, so they can't buy for this last round, so not too concerning just yet. And you know, you start to see some cracks in Sinister5's defense here. The rotations are quite late in that sense, as we saw, you know, Flexi getting caught there, rotating to the, just to, you know, fix his position just a bit more to make it more stable. And as well as, yeah, he actually pushed forward rather than rotating to the lower side, maybe to potentially catch off Deviant to pick up kills. But this comes down to the 15th round here. This is as close as it can get, to be honest.
Yeah, it is 8-6 here, and Goliath Gaming again throwing those smokes towards that outside area, but not even sending a single player there towards that area of the map. They do have one that's pushed past smoke here towards Mouth, and this top breach is going to come into effect with the flank from Mouth. It is on. Trades are going back and forth here. 3v3 scenario. Adara with another pick towards Heaven. Opens up the map quite a bit now, but Flexi responds from the side. Zeo assists from Heaven with another frag, and now it's all up to Massacre, the young gun, to make what he can work. He is creeping and crawling in this top bomb site, and he's gonna get one. Spots the second player, but Zeo ends his half just as strong as it started, and 9-6 here for Sin5 on the first half of Nuke. But that being said, as we discussed, 6 rounds, more than enough for GG. You know, they just gotta potentially win this pistol and stuff.
Oh, dying there. We all
dying,
got the flu.
flu. Yeah.
We all got the flu here, but as you were saying, 6 rounds at the board is more than enough, I'd say. Just, yeah, considering this is a CT-sided map. So, but on the side of Sinister5, I think they're definitely happy with 9 rounds on the board. Zeo having a lovely performance on the CT side there. He's gonna look to carry on that towards the T side. So is Massacre on the T side. He's gonna look to carry on that towards the CT side. But you know, Nuke is Goliath Gaming's map pick, so they should be feeling very comfortable with that scoreline.
Yep. I think both teams pretty chuffed at the moment with how this has started. No one buckling to the nerves or buckling to those that final pressure, or the pressure that a final brings. And
oh no.
Some nice watches, some taps. Yeah, taps watching this warm up.
Yeah, you know, Nuke, I was just been looking at how very simplistic approach by Goliath Gaming. You know, the only strat that I saw that looked complex was that last strat they hit towards, you know, the inner bomb site, the effect outside smokes, and they set themselves up quite nicely to hit that upper site. Despite losing it, you know, things definitely could have gone differently. Looking at the trades and how it went, it was just, you know, right time, right place done by Zeo there coming towards Heaven, you know, picking up that kill on that 2v2. So I want to see how Sinister5 approach their T side. Will it be as elaborate? Will it be more simpler? Will it entail, you know, a lot more pace as we saw from Goliath Gaming? It was in between you know, playing fast and playing slow. So, you know, Sinister5, they have that deep strat book, considering they don't have the IGL here goal. So, you know, who's picking up the reins in terms of that?
It's an interesting question.
Will they have, you know, confidence in that caller? Will they believe in it? Or, you know, you start overriding calls, you start making on plays, and things can fall apart from there. But this is the second pistol round coming in. Obviously double flash and a second flash on Flexi and Hakim, a smoke and a grenade. See where that's going to go, and they're all leaning towards the outside side, so they're playing it nice and slow. Maybe just looking for some over-aggressive CT players.
Looks like a top wrap. The 2 players are gearing up for the top breach. 3 players coming in from the smoke to separate any sort of opening fix. But Retake is the name of the game. Massacre with multiple frags here, but gets traded out. 2v2 scenario, yeah. Elusive and Deviant up against Ackerman Flex. They need to retrieve the bomb, does Sinister5. They need to get on the side, get the bomb down, but Goliath Gaming waiting, repositioning themselves here. Kit has fallen on the floor.
Yeah, this is quite tough here, considering that, there we go, Deviant is rotating and he's going to get the first pot shots there. Deletes the first player, and there we go, Elusive coming in with that second. And, you know, good pistol run coming out of both teams, actually. I was liking, you know, the decision of him going outside, but my only thing was, you know, they didn't really clear out Massacre then. Him getting 2 kills was kind of big, but they were taking contact from heaven, so they were stuck between two crossfires there, which they have managed to break, you know, bring it down to a 2v2, but they had a lot of time to work with, so they didn't necessarily have to get the bomb down in there. But you know, the full save, they want to buy the next round. Smart choice, mature choice coming out of them. They just have one flashbang and a dream.
Yeah, and they're all gathering up until this round from. It's going to be all up to Deviant. He's got numbers to deal with, and he hasn't dealt with many of them, just one. But now, Zip, with the rotation, going to get the tag, going to help Deviant as he converts that frag with another. Zip is creating quite a lot of space for Deviant, and Deviant lands every single one and quickly cleans up that round. A lot of cash in the bank for him. Definitely going to be able to drop an AWP if his team wishes.
Yeah, if his team wishes indeed. Zip has a scout, so he's going to want to maybe cheat the economic system. You know, all of them may want to cheat it, to be honest. They
greedy.
All three sewing machines.
I don't like this at all.
Scout. I'm okay with this, but they need to make sure they're going to plan for these guns. They're going to plan, and they're going to have decent setups to keep these close engagements in their favor. Perhaps, you know, putting one person down towards Secret. Actually, they're going to... expected. I was about to say, this is quite expected there coming out of Deviant, you know, considering they did put down that nade. And I agree. You want to go for that aggression with an MP9. You want to just get in their faces because it's a gun you want to use at close range. But potential that approach wasn't the most optimal one. But now they're going to have to just out-rotate the terrorist team. They're going to make sure if they do make gambles, it's correct. Massacre pushing into the hut there, but Rogue is posting it. So
yeah, easy
Golems in the mist. Golems in the mist. One by the guy with the rifle. At least there's a trade there by Dorage, you know, keeping it sort of even Stevens, but they are a man down, but they have control of both sides. With that coming in, Zip is going to take up the reins from Deviant holding up that ramp, but he's going to rotate off, and he's actually the guy to hold the downstairs bomb side, considering there's no one else at ramp, but he's the quickest first rotator, so he's going to probably hold it from under heaven. The rotations are coming from outside, so I'm just wondering where they want to end up Sinister5. What approach do they want to take? That smoke, they just suggest that they're going to go towards the ramp, actually, so that gives a few bits and pieces of information away, but
no
5 seconds on the clock. I want to see where the third player is for Goliath Gaming. Actually, they're all gambling the top side, so they have one person going down quite early in the form of a door. He's going to get smoked out in single door, and that's looking not too good for Goliath Gaming at the moment.
Definitely. I mean, now a lot of pressure being put on this bottom bomb sites, and all of the players have been able to plant the bomb, getting into these post-plant positions, and now Dara just spamming, and nothing but a dream, and he's probably going to try and head out to probably save this Arma and Util.
In fact, they should probably go get that AK they got a kill on and they save that. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, they're going to look to reset them the next round. And in the long run, that's more impactful than actually winning this run, I'd say.
I think you'd just rather win it straight up, surely. But I mean, I hear you.
Winning is nice, but if you can set them up for a reset, that'll net you 2 rounds after that. Although, you know, the new economic update does actually nullify that theory. So I'm actually incorrect. Good decision to actually save this. Good decision to set up the round. Good decisions all round.
Yeah. Actually upgraded all their weaponry here, able to keep the scout and 2 rifles there into this round. And as you said, they can buy into it now. And the Sinister5, though, but no real fallen brethren there. I mean, they lost no guns. They looking happy with this round. Full AKs, 1 sig up. Didn't have to spend much money, only on Rogue. And yeah, I mean, they're sitting in a nice position here, but it's going to come down to this buy.
Big grenades coming out of Goliath. There, good spam coming from Zero. Same treatment he gave to Deviant and his CT side. So Tet Fato, it seems, with the scout shot there. Nice gap there. Zip's able to exploit. Perhaps a second shot should come out of them. Guys, they're playing with fire at the moment. The outside smoke's down. A lot of contests coming out of the T side, but no outside smokes just yet. So perhaps they're taking duels at depth. Massacre picking up Rogue, trying to, you know, ninja crawl through that squeaky door. Hacker.
Just such unfortunate timing. Hackham was trying to look for a trade there towards ramp, but too early frags and a lot of damage getting done. And finally, Sin5 responding in the form of Diver, but elusive quick on the trade. Flexi able to trade that out as well, though, but put on really low HP, and Hackham gets picked off by an aggressive massacre, and it's all up to Flexi on 2 HP.
Yeah, this is a lot to ask from Flexi, especially considering where the bombers. If anything, you could potentially get one more kill to do some damage to the economy, but it looks very unlikely you could actually win this round. So I'm going to look at the next round for now. So yeah, Diver was able to buy, Flexi will be able to buy, so will Hackham. Rogue will probably have to, you know, scrape some out, some bits and pieces, maybe get a CZ. But at the moment, this round does look in favor of Goliath Gaming. So Flexi choosing it to not overextend too much, not cause sound, he's not run around like a fool. Plays it nice and calm. He's going to take it out any moment. There we go, Deviant picks it up, and that's 9 rounds on the board. The City side going in the favor of Goliath Gaming so far. They've won majority of the rounds, so Sinister5 going to look for a response. But there we go, that's the, look at the economy there I'm talking about. That's the new economy. That's why I don't like it. Because the point of the game is to actually try get the other team onto a double eco to net you those free rounds, and then you can fight the next gun round. And this update basically made sure that whoever's good at force buying, whoever has planned for that, is going to prosper more or less. But default towards the inside, 3 inner, 2 outside, just to make sure there's no aggression. Come out of Goliath Gaming, Sinister5 playing it nice and patiently so far.
Yeah. Completely defensive, passive default here, trying to pick a fight towards that ramp room. So it's going to be up to Deviant then, his support in Zip, if you know, if push comes to shove and they do end up throwing numbers at that problem. But no real presence outside here, and a lot of outside control has been gathered by a dirty little pre-fire there. But numbers are now swarming. He is going to repick, so a chance here for him to get picked off, but Deviant, he gets another frag and he makes throws the flash, unable to transfer the spray there, but Ramprum has fallen, but at what cost, Tools?
At the cost of his life, to be honest, and space and information. You know, I thought a rotator would come in a system, so that's why he stayed for long, but he was just feeling it, to be honest. But it's down to 3 players on the Sinister5 side, and how do they actually recover the round like this? They have 45 seconds on the clock. They're going to look for either overaggressing CTs or come together with a solid plan, a haymaker, if I may say so myself.
It looks like the options are limited here as the clock ticks down to 30 seconds left. They're going to have to hit the bottom bomb sites, and Goliath Gaming are slowly gearing themselves to be able to hold this. They've got 2 players towards top, and they've got a player holding the ramp room for any funny business, but only Massacre holds the bottom bomb site from this window position that we've seen him hold before, and now he's coming in. They are sure that it is moving, and the upstairs bomb site is actually getting hit here. Elusive gets a frag along with the Dara, and the last T player is forced to retreat all the way back to T-spawn.
You see, that was always going to be tough for them going to the upper bomb site after they had map control of you know, ramp. Maybe potentially fake downstairs and then go towards the upper site, where they ran into 3 players essentially, you know, between a rock and a hard place. Heaven, one on the hot, one behind silo, a rotator coming in, so it was tough. So 10-10 is this call out. They actually get a hero AK out of Rogue buy, perhaps Rogue buy, but I've seen these before. I've seen magic like this happen, so it comes down to him hitting a shot. Only got 2 flashes and a smoke, so it has come down to Angels, raw Angels. Maybe the rest will create space for him to trade behind them. Perhaps he'll go for the shot himself. But only time will tell, as they've slowed down play. Elusive picking up dirty tap on. This gun is OP. If you know how to use it, it's going to be bad. Rogue, here we go, like I said, picks up a trade behind the back of those fallen comrades. Traded out by Zip.
Yeah, this dual setup that Goliath Gaming have got set up on the CT side has been met with absolutely no answer or no response, and they've just had a bunch of control throughout the start of the CT half, and you can just see there Elusive confidently picking off from that mouth angle and moving back so that Zip could trade any players that are trying to, you know, surround him and get to him. Even though he does get fragged, you know, instantly gets traded out, and they use 4 of their lives before they've ultimately benefited anything. But with that being said, jumping straight into this gun round now, what are we going to see out of Sin5? Because they're running out of time here to put some rounds on the board.
Indeed, the score is 11-10, and Rogue, he has no kit. They're lighting the flashbang on Diver, so you can see, you know, they don't have the full buy that they actually want, and this is sort of their default. They would, go towards lobby, make sure there's no pushes, hold outside, make sure there's no pushes, and then eventually head towards the side. I'm not sure if they're going to do outside smokes. I haven't seen it come out of them just yet. Perhaps they don't know how to do it. Perhaps they do. Only time will tell. There, I have one smoke in front of red, but the other smoke failed. Smoke in between windows from lower heaven creates some sort of space, but there is still eyes in garage holding outside. Maybe they're gonna walk down uncontested. Does seem weird. Massacre is covering the lower side, so they're gonna have to wait behind that for a couple of seconds. Divo does take some grenade damage, puts him into a one-shot range with an M4 or an AUG.
I like this adjustment from Goliath Gaming, just forfeiting that ramp room with the original play. Deviant moving downstairs, gambling downstairs. They've lost outside, so gotta refortify that lowest defense, and Elusive still able to flank you if need be. But both players are starting to make a move towards that bottom bomb side, so it looks like a lower ramp split here. First frag going their way.
Indeed, Divo and Deviant picking up kills himself. Deviant with the second kill down there by the lower side. It's down to 2 more players. And I wanted to actually say before this actually commenced, I love the rotations done by Goliath Gaming. Make sure Zip, he's dropped by. They have to hold that shot. Oh my god, nice trade there, but still a 2v1. It's still gonna be kind of hard for him, barring both players actually downstairs, and he's mollied the wrong spot. The time is not on his side. That's another round on the ball from Goliath. But let's just take a mental note from Goliath Gaming's rotation. So they understood that the lower side is pretty compromised. 2 players crossed, uncontested, with botched smoke. So I'm upset that they didn't get punished there, but they did get punished going towards the downside side. And Zip going into heaven to hold ramp at that angle, which is a one and done. It's very hard to trade an AWP at that spot there. And Deviant and Mass were holding the lower bomb side. Mass putting down the smoke at the perfect time. So they were in control that entire round, I'd say.
Yeah. Agreed. It did look like that, and even those botch smokes, you say you would want to see them get punished, before that point. But I mean, if you can make the necessarily adjustments, rotations to facilitate what the enemy are doing, especially when that ramp hit comes in, when Zip calls it, I mean, they must be absolutely confident in what the play is from their opposing side. But needless to say, back into a gun range. Here we go. Sinister5 forcing into this round, already emptied out the majority of their util. Only have 1 Molotov left and a couple of smokes and flashbangs, but Goliath Gaming still haven't been pushed of any sort of area just yet. Deviant still holding ramp. Zip still got outside, so pressure already mounting in this early start of this gun round here. But at least the shot there, but Elusive trades it out there. Aggressive stuff from Divo.
Indeed, a trade does come in. The fact, and Deviant actually picks up a player overextending in ramp, and Adaro gets one of his own by lobby, and they're falling down one by one. The house of cards do not hold. Massacre picks up another one by Secret. He's going for the second actually, and it's just down to one man. How can we say he's a clutch monster? But perhaps this is too much.
Yeah, Massacre already moved in an aggressive position. Does do a lot of damage to Hack'em, but 1v2 scenario. If there's any man, he's on the top of the score. He's on top of our stat page for 1v2s one. So Hack'em here gonna aim to show us what he's got. Moving in towards the side, but Goliath Gaming responding and just keeping it together, keeping it in pairs, just gonna keep it into tradable distance tools.
And I like this, making sure they're standing in spots that complement each other. The bomb goes down, they're able to trade. One goes down, the one spot, the second, and Adaro finishes off what Massacre couldn't and puts 13 rounds on the board for Goliath Gaming. And like I say, they picked this map for a reason and they're showing it at the moment. And Sinister5 haven't really mounted a true test for Goliath Gaming to fight tooth and nail just yet. They've been struggling with their buys. They haven't really had full, complete buys. Majority of the gun rounds, as you can see here, a few upgraded pistols, a few bits and pieces of util to potentially hit a site. But it's going to be tough. They're going to need that door open, which is going to cause some sort of movement in the CT camp. Spraying down anyone going down that vent, and he denies them from that. Says, no, not today.
I mean, Tools, you talk about your protocols all the time, and it looked like Goliath Gaming had them down there, the molly and the spam and grenade. But that being said, Sin5 not looking to invest too much into this round, so a bomb plant already, I think job done.
Yeah, job done indeed. I mean, Flexi, if he can escape with this AK, that's double job done by Sinister5. They'll be happy with the result of this, and that's 14 rounds on the board. But now they have to kind of fight back. They've all the money they need. They have a lot of rounds to sample.
AWP potential.
Yeah, a lot of rounds to sample to actually find out where they're going wrong, where to fix, where they found an opening, where the CTs of the overextending, over-rotating, how they can abuse that. And this round will tell a lot about how this game will conclude, to be very honest. I think if Goliath close out this round, they should be able to close out the map. But Sinister5 definitely want to fight back. They've opened the board finally by Zio. The smoke is going to make it very hard for Zio to actually get some information. C takes damage for his efforts. He's just behind a smoke. Hack him, causing some mischief here by Squeaky Door, but gets smoked out. Lovely shot there by Zip outside. Divo. At least it's a trade by Flexi. Maybe an overextension by Zip, feeling it a little bit.
I mean, didn't expect the AWP, I think, to be so quick in response there for Zip.
Agreed, and I guess he didn't expect the AK to take first contact, and the AWPs to trade off it in that spot. Jesus.
Yep.
Out aims an AVP there with that tight angle there. Zio getting out down there. He's in a field. Could have done more that round, getting down to low HP and then getting headshot through a tight choke point. And Deviant just doing a fantastic job here. Squeaky, I mean, at ramp, he gets a second kill there. It just feels like it's a bit sloppy from Sinister5 at this point. They don't really have a solid game plan on how to actually, scrape out a round or, force the CT's hand, make it a lot difficult for them. And it seems like this is usual. This is business for them. This is what they go to the office for. And 8 to 9.
I must be honest. I mean, it's impressive there at ramp. Deviant has just got frag after frag after frag, and even in the rounds where they've gotten around him, surrounded him, he's gotten multiple frags, or he's been able to fall back off that position and just get into a better one. Wait for his rotation. So beautiful stuff from him coming out of ramp from there.
And now you can actually see why they need zero chance. I mean, they're losing a lot of structure, a lot of discipline on their T sides, and that's what he's kind of known for. Zero chances to make sure the protocols are set. Oh my God, those grenades! I mean, what a way to start a round, let alone a map. Just getting grenaded down to such low HP, and these also doing such crazy work. I mean, the trades in the favor of Goliath Gaming, but it doesn't really help their cause. They get shot left, right, and center. No room to breathe, and that's GG Massacre putting the nail in the coffin. And that's the first map in the favor